All right, let's dive in. Today we're heading to the Philippines
Ooh, nice.
to explore Zamboanga City. The hidden gems.
Absolutely. Zamboanga City is such a fascinating place to deep dive into.
Yeah, and just from skimming the article, one thing jumped out at me right away. Zamboanga City isn't just a city. It's classified as a highly urbanized city.
You picked up on that, huh? That's not just some fancy title, though. It
Well,
actually has a lot of meaning in the Philippines.
oh, I bet. But I gotta admit, that term,
Yeah,
highly urbanized city, kind of sounds like something out of a government textbook.
I know, right?
What does it really mean for Zamboanga? Like on the ground, what's the impact?
So basically, it means Zamboanga City has reached this level of, population and income, where it gets more autonomy from the provincial government.
Oh, interesting.
They kind of operate like their own mini-state within the Philippines.
So like a city with extra powers.
Exactly.
I like it.
And get this, Zamboanga City is already the fifth most populous city in the whole Philippines
Wow.
and the second largest in Mindanao.
That's huge. So it's already a major urban center. I'm sensing that highly urbanized status is just the beginning for Zamboanga, huh?
You're catching on quick.
Ah.
Yeah, by 2028, it's projected to hit 1.2 million people, which could bump it up to metropolitan city status.
Okay, so even bigger, even more influential.
Right, it would put Zamboanga on par with cities like, Manila.
All right, you've got me hooked. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's go back to the basics. Where does the name Zamboanga even come from?
The most accepted theory is that it comes from the Sanama language, where Zamboangan means, get this, mooring place. Mooring place. Fitting, right?
Totally.
Given its coastal location and history as a trading hub.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I've also heard it called the City of Flowers.
Is that like a totally made-up thing?
Well, while Zamboanga is definitely beautiful, that nickname is a little bit of a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding.
Yeah, it probably comes from the Indonesian word jambangan, which actually means pot or bowl. Think like flower pot, not a field full of flowers.
Uh-huh. So a classic case of lost in translation. But it makes you think, right, how these little linguistic twists can happen and how important it is to do that extra digging, especially with place names.
Absolutely. And speaking of digging deeper, let's get into the history of Zamboanga City. It's not a simple story.
Oh, I gathered that much just from glancing at the article. Lots of twists and turns over the centuries. Where do we even begin?